Howdy, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Fab 5 campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around the virtual table today are Alyssa, Joe, Jeremy, Coins, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Yo.
Everyone.
We have a few exciting things coming up here soon on the Random Rhapsody Network. Starting next month, we plan on running some live play game content for our Wednesday random game nights. I'm planning on running a 4-person co-op of Solasta, Crown of the Magister, and Kyle also plans on doing some in-game streaming content. We also have a couple special summer one-shots in the works that we hope to have ready by August. And we also have our Halloween one-shot coming up, so there's plenty of new content to look forward to. You can keep up to date on everything we're working on by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_rhapsody. Okay, that should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Laropa and continue on with the adventures of the Fab Five. And we're back. So when we last left off, the Fab Five had teleported from Morag into the Alpha outpost of the Iridite Conclave. Now in the capital city of the Kingdom of Hyrulean, the team decided to bed down in the evening after taking advantage of the Conclave's considerable resources. Vale acquired a couple of new spells and sold off a valuable ring of acid resistance. Apollyon spent some time in the science division, learning about science and selling off some of the fishing they found. And Liam and Eloise worked together to translate and to work out another of the potion recipes from the book she had procured. The group then bedded down in the barracks left available to the Conclave's field researchers whenever they returned to an outpost after completing a mission. The next morning, the squad made their way southeast towards the slum part of the city to the cheap side of town, traveling towards an inn where Blood had learned was the central hub of activity for the local branch of the Thieves Guild. As they moved through the slums, Liam started passing out gold coins to the many urchins that played in the streets, an act that only served to draw more and more beggars towards the group. In desperation, Liam and Eloise both threw handfuls of coin into the streets, which of course immediately caused even more people to swarm the group, and soon a fight broke out among the poor people of the slums. Eloise, Liam, and Apollyon were forced to push their way through the crowd, with Apollyon shouting their intended destination for all to hear as they moved. Blood and Vale assumed much more stealthy modes of egress, and soon the squad was able to regroup again, about the same time that the City Watch started to show up and try to break up that riot. Eventually, the party arrived at the Cross Swords Inn, and, despite Blood's protest, the team all filled inside and immediately started making a huge display for all of the patrons to see. Blood was forced to pay a pretty hefty sum to talk his way past the bartender and be allowed to enter the true hideout of the Hidden Blades, which was underneath the inn. There he was introduced to Paulette Rumfurrow, the local guildmaster, who at first was confused by Blood's evasiveness, but eventually the pair did manage to communicate, and the guildmaster agreed to extend some feelers out and see if there were any of his people who had any information about the missing enchanter, Robert Mitchell. And so, Fab Five. While Blood from a Stone is drinking a rather delicious and lightly fruity red wine with a local guildmaster, the rest of you have been sitting at a table in the middle of the upstairs common room of the Crossswords Inn. Thora, the dwarven innkeeper, has just delivered a new round of a dark and heady ale to your party. A gift provided by the table next to you, which still contains the 3 humans and the gnome who Eloise and Liam had been harassing earlier. You had seen the bartender called over to that table a little while ago, and as the innkeeper passes a mug to each of you, the 4 men at the table raise their own mugs in a salute and grin toward you all. But before you can take a sip and go on with your day, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, what does your name represent to you? Or you could also go with, why did you as a player choose that character's name? And since Liam is the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Sure. I'm gonna do out of character for this. So basically, Bruce Norris came from a combination of Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, and then I had Chuck Lee as the other one to, not steal, but obviously steal their names. Liam was kind of a nod to Liam from another show that doesn't need to be named. And O'Shea was kind of short for O'Shaughnessy, but he just kind of takes names he likes as he goes and stuff like that. I guess I mentioned earlier Bruce is his real name, but his own last name is a mystery to him. So,
okay, I like it. Neekthros Vale, how about you?
All right. So, Neekthros came from like a play on words for necro, meaning like the dead or death. So the Thros was kind of like an elvish twist on it. So Neekthros was that, and then I've chose Vale for kind of the veil between the living and the dead.
I like it. I like it. Eloise, how about you?
There's a whole lot less that went into Eloise's name. I'm not really sure where it came from. With a last name like Bright Crystal, I just felt like she needed some sort of fancy-ish sounding first name. And so I went, and I wanted to throw in a little bit of French because, hey, I'm French, so Eloise.
I like it. I like it. Blood from a Stone, how about you?
Well, with Tabaxi, a lot of their names are almost kind of like abstract. It's sort of thing you used to hear like with Native American names. It's more of a symbol than a name itself, something like that. And I just figured blood from a stone. You always hear that it's like you're trying to get blood from a stone. You're trying to do something that's impossible. And he is just a stubborn son of a bitch. So he's always trying to do something that's impossible. Trying to make it impossible to possible.
I like it. Apollyon, the Golden Boy. How about that?
Well, I had to have a very powerful gladiator name in the ring. So I chose Apollyon because his name evokes the Greek god Apollo, lord of the beauty and form that dominates worldly values. He represents subjection of worldly forces, but the rejection of the ideals of spiritual freedom. He is tethered to this earth, but utterly unchained. And you better watch out, jabronis.
I like it. Okay. Well then, Fab Five, or more specifically, Blood from a Stone. While you drank your wine with the Halfling Guildmaster, you had watched with interest as he calls over Guido, the half orc, into the room and hands him a scrap of paper that he had been writing on a few moments ago. The thug takes the note and heads out again without comment as Rumfurrow refills his glass before sitting down once again. Excuse me. Do you have anything else you're wanting to discuss with him? Or as you kind of share and finish up the last of that wine that he had poured, are you planning on just heading out and returning to your group?
I mean, he might just talk to him for a little bit. It's like I'm curious on the name, the hidden blade or the unseen blades. Is that something you came up with, or is that something that was assigned to your guild? It's just a very interesting and actually kind of apropos name. And he's just gonna kind of like flick out his wrist and just shoot the blade out. He's like, I mean, I just like it. That's all. I appreciate it.
Rumfurrow seems kind of interested in the blade as you flick that out, and he's like, "Now that is a very interesting little thing you got there. Where'd you get that from?"
A gentleman in Morag made it for me. You see, a little while back, we had been captured by these ne'er-do-wells, and our weapons were taken. And so I've been looking for someone who could make such a blade as this. It looks like just a part of my attire. It doesn't look like it's arm or anything. Has no real, you wouldn't, unless I did that, you wouldn't know there's a blade there. And so I just always wanted to have a weapon on me.
Yeah, he definitely seems pretty interested in that, and he's looking it over, kind of leaning over the table to get a closer look, and he tells you, "Now, the Unseen Blades, we have been known by this for quite a long time, actually. My great-great-grandfather, he is the one who actually gave us our names a very long time ago. Now, as for why he chose to call us that, well, he was a little bit more kind of like you, looking to get in quietly and put that blade between someone's ribs without them noticing, if you get my drift."
Oh, I understand. It's ironic. I mean, I gotta admit, I can't stop thinking about doing it. I can't wait till I do it the first time. And I know maybe that should be terrible. Maybe I should not want to think about murdering somebody, but it's gonna feel really good because this took me a long time to get. And
I understand that completely. That's a very interesting piece there. And if someone were to say gift something that magnificent to someone like myself, they would truly be indebted to them.
Well, tell you what, I can facilitate because you said he's a gnome, right? This guy is a gnome.
No, this is a halfling.
Oh, halfling. Well, there's a gnome tinkerer by the name of well, you can't miss his name. Did
he freeze?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
We
now.
can now.
Yeah, it froze for a second. Yeah, there's a gentleman.
You said his name is.
Yeah, his name is Fucklerall. So it's definitely not something you're going to forget. But I guarantee he would enjoy the service. And so I can definitely facilitate him being able to make blades not only for you, but probably for many of your crew. Because this one, he's gonna want to take measurements of your wrists so it fits and forms properly. So this one, it's not magical. If it were magical and it could conform to you, that would be different. But this one, he took measurements of my wrist, and so this one kind of fits my hands perfectly. But I could definitely facilitate that for you.
So I'm going to say you probably should make a persuasion check here because you're persuading him that although he's interested in yours, you're not going to give that up, but you'll help him get one of his own.
Yeah,
because he's definitely was hinting at you should give me that.
That's a 19.
That's a 19. That's not too bad. Let me take a look at this guy real quick. Let's see what he's got. Well, yeah. So he kind of he looks a touch disappointed, but he leans back in his chair then he sits back up and he picks up that wine. He says, "You know what? You're not so bad, Blood from a Stone. Here, let me pour you another drink." And he pours
Appreciate
a little
that.
bit more of that red wine into your
I can,
mug there.
I can assure you, if I had two of them, one for each wrist, I would definitely give you one right now. He said this is the first time he's ever made something like this, but it seems he kept talking down his abilities, but then he made this rather quickly. But you could see, I mean, you wouldn't even be able to tell there's a spring mechanism in here and everything, and he's gonna flick it out again and just kind of like, move his little muscles, how Fuckler explained it, and it's gonna shoot back in. He goes, and I guess he goes, he can even give you magical blades and other things that can replace this one. So he seems to be. I mean, he's a very eccentric individual. So if you do end up meeting him, just go in that knowing that he is he is batshit. He's a little weird, but he makes rather fine product.
Well, I'm just gonna have to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Oh, just give him gold. Don't worry about that. He'll make it for you. Just tell him that blood. Actually, you know what? Maybe not say I sent him because he was a little weird. Tell him Eloise sent you. He loved her. He was delighted by my
really?
friend. Yeah, she's got this way with people. All right, let's just face. She can be a little strange and off-putting at times, but she's just got a talent that people seem to. She disarms them somehow. It's a skill I haven't learned to master yet.
You have to apologize for throwing Eloise under the bus later on.
But he
Rumfellow.
absolutely loved her. So just say Eloise sent you.
Well, Rumfurrow, he slides a piece of parchment over the table to you and hands you a quill, and he says, "Now you go ahead and you write down exactly where this man is, and what's his name, and who I should mention, and I will be sure to go over there and see what he's got to offer. Maybe he can build a few other things for my boys."
I mean, he could do a lot of things. Now, a lot of them, it seems like he was somebody who likes to experiment, and so maybe his experiments won't always work. In fact, one of them was, I don't know, it was weird. Like she was brought out like she was gonna be like a fucking walking spider or something like that. But other than that, things, he seems to do really, really high quality work. He is just a very eccentric little individual.
Okay. Well, since you just went ahead and threw her under the bus, let's go see what Eloise is
Bro,
up to right now.
I just said she's a little odd at times.
But Eloise,
You didn't even ask.
Vale, Liam, Apollyon, the four of you have been sitting at this table up on the upper level of the cross swords. And as I said, after you had finished your last round, the foursome at the table across from you went and ordered you some drinks.
Love you, Alyssa.
You guys!
So what are you all doing?
I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is fine.
I pass my push my drink over towards Liam or Apollyon, kind of in the middle of them. Let him see who wants it more. Vale's not interested in the drink.
Okay.
And he's just keeping a perceptive eye out around the bar. He doesn't want to be lulled
Apollyon
into a
doesn't grab for it. I do.
Okay. Who's grabbing for it, Liam or Apollyon?
Oh yeah, I'm going for it.
Okay, I want the both of you, whoever.
Oh.
So let's see who's going to go for this first. Liam and Apollyon, both of you make dexterity checks to see who grabs that beer mug first.
Just give it to Liam.
Check. Okay.
It's gonna be Liam's. Oh, barely.
Oh,
Wow,
Ooh, very close.
that was
That's
really
Just a
close.
little faster.
Both
As
of
they're
them.
both making that grab for it, I'm just turning around towards Flora and I'm like, Flora, this is delicious!
And Thora just kind of gives you a very knowing smile. as Liam gets that second mug quicker than Apollyon. Like, Apollyon, your fingers were just on it. They brushed against the side just as Liam swooped out and grabbed it. And he's already two-fisting, drinking as quick as he can. So I'm going to need Liam, Eloise, and
Aw,
Apollyon
shucks.
to make Constitution saving throws. Liam,
Sure.
you are at disadvantage for this because
Of
you are
course.
drinking two of them.
Ooh, I rolled a 16.
What did we decide? Was alcohol not a poison, or is it a poison?
Yeah, it's poison.
Well, this isn't a poison that you're dealing with right here.
I rolled a 16 at disadvantage. I'm happy with that.
14.
Okay. So as the three of you are drinking this, the beer is delicious. It's got that rich, nutty aroma. It's the malt is roasted beforehand, and it's made with some roasted oats as well. So it's very nutty, very frothy, and you're drinking this. And as you drink this, it's a little sweeter than the three of you are expecting. As all three of you failed your con saving throws, you had to roll
Wow.
an 18 for this.
Eek.
You feel
Oh, wow.
a strange sort of effect. Like it's very mild. You're actually just feeling kind of good, and your tongue is feeling a bit loose. And in this moment, none of you for the next hour can tell a lie.
Great. Oh, please let blood out. Please let blood out. Please let blood out. He doesn't know. That's what I do.
Wait, does it have a shot of that other thing that you were telling me about from it? It's so good.
And she just kind of shakes her head and just kind of gives you another big smile. And as that's happening, Vale, go ahead and make your perception check.
Yep. Does Jareth need to make one, or is just something different?
You both can if you're both watching and
Oh, that's right. He is in the bar.
yeah, he is in the bar and he's kind of sitting on Vale's shoulder right now.
Oof.
Yep. I rolled an 11, and Jareth.
He's gonna
hold
watch.
on.
He's gonna crit.
Jareth crit.
Nice.
All.
So
21 for him.
Vale, you are trying to be to keep an eye out, but you're just watching this exchange of Liam grabbing the beer away from Apollyon and guzzling it down, and the whole thing just kind of caught your attention. You do notice that one of the individuals that was sitting over here at the bar, they stand up. Now,
The one that was sleeping, or the other one?
This one here at the bar. It's a human, has their hood up, and a bluish kind of cloak around their shoulders. Kind of a young-looking face. It's hard to place their gender per se because of the hood is up, but they don't have a beard. I can tell you that much, and they are human. They stand up just for a moment. Now, what Jareth hears. Jareth is very perceptive, hearing everything. Jareth sees this person get up too, but he also can hear a bit of a commotion going on outside. You hear that gruff voice that you had heard the Goliath earlier. He seems to be saying something along the lines of Sorry, my mind went blank for half a second.
No worries.
What he's saying is, we're all paid up on everything. You have no reason to be here. And another voice that's saying in a much more like snooty sounding voice, we have every right to come in here and look around things. You have no business stepping in front of us. That's what Jareth hears.
Okay. He would relay that to me. I would assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
As they're here, Jareth does relay this information over
right.
to you through that
So
telepathic bond.
does this sound like almost like an authoritative figure that has been bribed before, now looking to do another investigation or something?
I'll allow you to make a insight check,
Insight?
but you're not really very familiar with like how things work on the surface. So I'm going to say
Okay.
you're rolling this at disadvantage.
Yeah, no worries. That would make sense.
Yeah, how good is Jareth at relaying information to you?
Well, he's
It's like an insight check on Jareth's recurrence of the events to you.
all right. That didn't. I'm gonna click it again because I don't think it went through. There it is. That's an 11.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. The dealings of the Underdark has definitely influenced your life and has led you to believe things are a certain way. And since coming up to the surface, you've noticed that these surface dwellers are so backward and doing things just the wrong way constantly. So much so that it's really hard to judge whether or not. Like this is a authoritative person, someone who's taking bribes, someone who's just trying to get in the building. You're not quite sure, but it's definitely going on outside right now.
Okay. So did I notice this human figure come up to our table, and it looks like they're close to the table?
Yes.
So before they speak, as they walk up, Vale is going to just before they're able to say anything to Apollyon, Liam, or Eloise, kind of quickly and firmly say, "Your table has brought us around. My friends appreciate that. However, where I'm from, and I'm sure it's not different than here, you are to be invited to a table, not just help yourself."
The man well, the individual, I should say, because they are a bit androgynous, that is walking up towards the table, you catch their attention first. Most definitely, you do. And he looks over at you, and they kind of just give you a little bit of a haughty sneer, and they say, well, if that were the case, then your friend over there, and they nod to Liam and Eloise, wouldn't have been bothering our table to begin with, now would they?
So if it's an eye for an eye, what can I do for you?
Oh, and he kind of looks back,
Buys a round of drinks is welcome at our table.
and they say, well, thank you, we appreciate that. What's your name?
Bill, don't be
And
so unfriendly.
Go by Liam most of the time.
Vale kind of.
Now, I will remind you that you're not conscious of the fact that you can't lie. You just automatically say whatever is true to you. I'm just going to remind you that Liam, Eloise, and Apollyon. And then he looks over at Apollyon too.
Vale kind of gathers their attention again and says, with a quick flick of his mage hand to Apollyon, Liam, the mage hand is holding up a finger like one moment, and then it ushers over another round of drinks from the barkeep. It, holds up a finger, 3 fingers, and points down towards our table, and then directs his immediate focus to this individual at the table.
Okay. Well, let me let me go ahead and roll a insight check to try to if she knows what the hell it is you're trying
what
to say.
The mage hand is telling.
Yeah. Wow. They actually rolled an 18. Thora did. So she sees the mage hand making a gesture, holding out a 3 and pointing down, and she calls over to you. Okay, no problem. Just one moment. One moment. And as she's saying that, the man.
And then-
what's that, Eloise?
Go for it. Oh, nothing. I just tell Vale that he's rude, and then I go over to Thora.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I can grab those drinks for him.
The individual standing there with a cloak looks back between Vale, Liam, and Apollyon. I'm going to have him make an insight check as well.
None of those rolls are popping up for me in the chat for roll 20.
He's
I don't know
keeping
why.
them to himself.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, so he can fudge rolls for us. It's all right. It's all right, man. We understand.
Oh, you can actually watch later.
I know,
I don't want. You guys tend
I
to
know.
look at your numbers and interpret a lot more than the other group, so that's why I do them. I do them to GM sometimes.
You
when
don't
it's
say the
important.
numbers mean something? No.
Okay, that was a 21, by the way. The individual in the cloak looks between your group once again, and seems to like almost turn their back a little bit to you, Vale, and is focusing more on Apollyon and Liam. And he asks the two of you, "So what brings you into town?"
And then I immediately
We're looking for our good friend Mitchell.
smash the
Oh yeah, Mitchell.
the table with my mage hand, and I say, again, I would appreciate if you would direct all questions to me. And I guess I'm going to try to roll intimidation because I'm going to be extremely adamant about, I'll say, while my friend Blood is not here, he is usually the public relations of the group. All questions will be directed to me. And
Does Vale know we're on truth serum mode? Like, can he roll an insight for that?
No.
I mean, no.
No, he
Okay.
did roll insight, and he got an
Yeah.
11.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
was
doesn't
just-
know that you guys
I didn't think so.
are messed up by anything. All he can he's reacting to the fact that this person is talking to the table, and
Okay.
Vale being Vale. Of course, he doesn't like that.
Apollyon will like stand up real quick and be like, "Hey, I'm obviously the face of this party. It's the Fab Five after all, and you know the Golden Boy puts the Fab in everything." He
Fab
starts like
Five, you
flexing and
say?
showing off his muscles.
all right, so Vale rolled a 20 for intimidation, and I'm also going to say to Apollyon and Liam, gentlemen, can you please refrain from talking? I've got this situation under control.
I'm
I
going
wanna
to
see
use
what
my
the-
action
So-
to no longer be afraid of you.
Well, so here's what
No,
happened.
no.
Hold on a
The
second. We're
intimidation
getting a
roll
little ahead.
for the
We're getting a little ahead. So
Okay.
what happened was Vale slammed his hand down just as Apollyon was spouting off about we're the Fab Five, and I'm the face of this, because of course that's what Apollyon believes. Your hand slams downward as you're trying to intimidate this individual, and they do like look towards you immediately, and you see their hand kind of sweep their cloak back a little bit. Also, in that same moment, I need Jareth to make another perception check.
Yep.
Because while this is going to be going on,
boy.
Jareth has been listening in and trying to keep an eye on everything.
16 for Jareth.
You can't. Jareth is having a hard time making out what's going on outside, because I assume that's what he's been paying attention to more than anything else. But he can hear the sounds of arguments, as though the haughty-voiced man and the bouncer are kind of getting into a heated argument back and forth. At the same time, Jareth also notices the other three at the table. When you slammed your hand down on the table, Vale, the three of them stood up as well.
Okay. is this individual intimidated with the 20?
Yes, they did definitely take a step backward as though they're intimidated by you.
So I guess, well, I was intimidating them to direct all questions to me.
And they are currently
No.
looking directly at you as you say that as you did this, and
Just keep in mind you're trying to intimidate in the middle of
Yeah.
a thieves guild.
their focus is definitely directed at you, Vale. And then at the same moment, that's what Jareth notices. Now, Liam, you had said you were about to use your action for something.
Oh, I was joking because
Okay.
he said he was intimidating. I was using it to say I'm no longer afraid of Vale. It was a joke.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I wasn't trying to intimidate.
No,
my
I
group.
know. It was just a joke.
Okay.
So while that's going on, and Eloise is over at the bar, encouraging Thora to pour beers. Thora is talking to you, Eloise, as well as she's doing this, and she's saying to you, "Oh, well, I'm glad you all like my beer. I hope you're having a great time today. Why are you out here?"
Great time. This place is so awesome. And it's actually this is the first place I've been here in this town. I've never been to this city before, and this is just such a charming place. I don't know why more people aren't here. It should be more popular.
This isn't the kind of bar for people to. We don't really want it to be popular, if you get my meaning. As she's putting down these mugs.
Can't hear you, Matt.
You talking to the
sorry.
audience or us?
No, sorry. She says, "Well, that's kind of because we don't want this place to be popular, if you get my meaning." She's saying as she's putting these two mugs down on the table. But your group seemed to be really interested in coming here. You must have had a really good reason for coming this way and coming into our bar.
Blood just thought that he'd be able to get some help, because Blood's got these friends, and he can find some friends anywhere. He's such a personable kind of guy.
Indeed. He seems to be the type who's really really wants to bring in people not associated with him. With us along with
he's
them.
He's part of a club or something. And I met a few of his friends in Morag, and this wonderful couple, and they were just the sweetest people, and it was just and
So he brings you in to meet a lot of us. Is that what you're saying?
no, I think there was just the sweet people in Morag, and now you.
Okay. Now, Blood from a Stone. Make it kind of say no.
Yeah,
you're-
I fucking kind of want to right now. Jesus.
No, actually, you're just down there talking to the guildmaster, and he's talking a little bit about his grandfather and his great grandfather who started things up or took things over from the previous one, and it's been in the family ever since, and yada yada yada, that sort of thing. How long are you planning on staying down there?
Well, I mean, the
Not
conversation's
knowing what's going on upstairs.
yeah,
so.
the conversation's still going. I mean, he'll tell him, at some point he would be like, I would love to come back and talk some more. Actually, I mean, this is the first chance I've ever gotten to come to this city, and really, this would be the first chance I've actually gotten to work with another guild outside of Rowena.
Yeah,
But,
not
I mean,
many types. If they work if they work in Rowena, they tend to stay around there. I've only made the trip a couple times myself, but you're not type don't really make it this far north.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, if I got the chance to come up and work with y'all for some time. I mean, my section of the guild, we I guess we run the kind of I guess what would we call it? A pawn shop or a fence? He's a fence.
Mm-hmm.
We fence items for many people up there in Rowena. But we do acquisitions as well. I've been out on quite a few of those for my from I guess you could call him my boss, my mentor. But I mean, I wouldn't mind coming up here and doing some work with y'all sometime.
Really? Who's your mentor? Maybe I met him once or twice.
His name is Kozik. Kozik Braylon. Kozik.
You know, I think I do know the man you're talking about.
You know, we
Our paths have crossed.
he runs a little shop called Another Man's Treasure, which is just his. He always thought it was a cute little joke.
Running a fence in Rowena, that must be complicated.
It can be. At times, I mean, as any business can be.
Well, the bigwigs are down there. You gotta send your dues in immediately.
Oh,
You got all sorts that coming through there.
I mean, I've been out with this lot, so I've got my dues built up, and we are going to be in Rowena very soon, and so I've got to make my payment as soon as I get in town. But yeah, I mean, there it's much easier because then we have couriers come by on a weekly basis picking up what is due. So it's actually quite. They streamline it very, very easily there.
Interesting. Very good to know. And he kind of begins pouring himself another glass of wine. He seems to be content to continue to talk to you for as long as you're willing to.
I mean, I would love to, I guess, come back when you get more information, but I better check on those knuckleheads upstairs. They let's just say supervision is something they need greatly.
Running your own crew, that tends to be the deal sometime.
It's not so much a crew as I just fell in with this lot, but yes, they need supervision.
Well, in case I get word before I'm expecting, where can I find you?
You know, we haven't found an inn in town yet. Could you suggest one?
Not here, that's for sure.
Oh, no, most certainly not. I try not to mix business and pleasure.
Go find one somewhere in the city. I'm sure you can find one. Just if you find a beggar working the streets near an inn,
I'll send a runner. Exactly. Not a problem, sir. I will make sure to get that info back to you where we're going to be staying for tonight.
And as I said, whenever I get some information, I'll send you word.
And he'll stand up and shake or offer his hand to shake his hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He does take your hand and shakes it. Go ahead and make a perception check.
At 18.
Okay. Yeah, so he shakes your hand, and as you begin to move away, you're walking, and your hand kind of drops to the side, and as it does, the bracer on your wrist falls to the floor.
I'm just gonna kind of look back at him and be like, "That's a nice try."
It's just a little heavier than I was expecting.
I got to give it to you. That's a nice try. You almost had that pull. You got to work on that. But yeah, you're very skilled with that. You keep it up, you might get
it off you.
Yeah, you might get it next time.
If it was a little smaller, he would have had it. He rolled a 34 sleight of hand. He got that thing off you at least. It's just it was a little bigger, so he wasn't able to snatch it off your wrist without you noticing.
All right, I'll put it back up, kind of strap it back down as he's walking up the stairs. He's like, "I got my eye on you, sir. Not shaking your hand next time. I hope you don't mind that offensive." And I guess, does he have to go with Guido? Is he going to be allowed to go up on his own, or?
Well, as you get up and you start making your way towards the door, he does yell out, "Nunzio, get in here!" And a different half-orc, one that you saw that was kind of hanging out in the casino area, walks in, and he sees you. "What's up, boss? Take this guy upstairs." And with that, the half orc waits until you step out before closing the door behind you. And you make your way upstairs about the time that, shit's going down. So let's get back to the shit going down. Vale, you slammed your hand on the table, and sure enough, Jareth notices every single person at that foursome table here has now stood up. You can also tell that everyone else is kind of looking at you all right now. And he did hear what he heard outside.
Okay. So I said what I said. Direct all your questions to me, while the public relations of our group is away.
Yeah, and he's not really asking some more questions right now. He's actually looking you up and down, as though assessing you. He finally says, okay.
Is it a he or is it still ambiguous?
It's still ambiguous. I just automatically say he no matter what their gender is for some reason today.
Okay.
But it is still ambiguous, and I should be using they. They are looking you up and down, and they're kind of giving you a grin. Are you waiting for them to speak, or are you going to say something first?
No, I said what I had to say. If they have more questions, they can continue.
Oh, I got a lot of questions there, feller. Especially someone coming into our bar, disrupting things, and now being as rude as you are. Oh, I think we have a lot of questions for you.
You should definitely talk to our friend Blood. He loves to ask questions and answer them.
Eloise, the drinks have been poured and are on a tray, so if you want to bring them back, you absolutely can.
Thank you so much, though. I'm going to bring them back. And I got enough to share.
And as you're walking back, you kind of see the scene. The three at the table are on their feet, kind of looking prepared as though bar fight's about to happen. The individual in a cloak, kind of androgynous type, but human for sure, is kind of staring down at Vale and not quite taunting, but almost taunting.
Yeah, Vale's, has zero concern as far as intimidation goes. Not being taunted. He's stern with the directing questions to him. And he, after he says, this person said they have a lot of questions and this and that, Vale, kind of, as Eloise is walking over, says, I didn't catch your name, to this individual.
To which they reply, that's because I didn't give it.
He nods and gives a sly grin, like, I'm kind of liking that attitude.
I'm going to lean over to Eloise with a very inappropriate smile. It's about to go down. Someone's going to die.
Only speaking the truth.
Is Vale being unfriendly again? Oh, don't worry about it. Look, I brought drinks enough for everybody.
Sure, there's enough drinks in the world to quench this tension.
At this point, Blood, you're starting to step out around from the kitchen after just passing through it. The orc is right behind you, and you just catch the scene at the same time. The door to the bar is smashed inward, thrown backwards. The Goliath through the door that lands right about here Through the doorway, sitting there open, you can see a very tall man, another Goliath, in full plate armor, with a gigantic sword on his back. Behind him is a large group of, some of them are human, some are dwarf. There's at least one half-orc amongst them. But there's a group of 6 other individuals besides this Goliath standing in the doorway looking at this Goliath as he just goes sliding across the floor. Everyone just stops what they're doing and looks.
Heard scratch.
Okay. And I'm gonna go over and kneel beside him.
Oh God.
You go running over to the Goliath, who's got a bit of a trickle of blood coming out of his lip, but is otherwise not like super duper hurt. What are you doing to him, Eloise? You just helping him up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to help him get him up, and as I'm doing it, I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. Where's the button? Where's my button? There it is.
It's,
There we go.
as he's coming up, blood's gonna kind of over his shoulder whisper to Nunzio, is like, are these friends of yours? Is this about to be trouble?
Nunzio looks over your shoulder, just mutters, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah, Apollyon's gonna ready in action. I'm gonna have a ready stocking grasp as my hand crackles with lightning, but I hold it down so it's not as obvious. Ready for a fight.
Okay.
I start drinking the next beer Eloise brought over.
The Goliath who steps through the door comes up right as Eloise, you heal this Goliath for 12 points of healing. You got him full up again, so good job there.
Max heal.
Yep. He didn't take a whole lot of damage. And behind him, several more of those guards just kind of pile up into the door frame. And you can also see several more behind. The big Goliath looks over the entire group, and he says in a very loud voice, "I apologize, madam, for the disruption I've caused. Your door will be paid for, I assure you. However, we have reason to believe that a group of individuals who started a riot earlier today has taken up hiding in this location. We are looking for these individuals now. Anyone who is blameless in this action will be free to go. Anyone involved will be arrested."
Oh shit.
Gives you the right to be a big bully?
He looks down at you, Eloise, and he says, "Of course it does. I am captain of the city watch in this area, and I will do what is necessary to apprehend those responsible." And he looks over at you, Apollyon. Is anybody doing anything as he looks over at Apollyon?
I stare him down menacingly. Can I help you?
You there. One was described shouting the name of this inn as they caused this riot. They described this individual as a tall man with horns, and I would say you most definitely fit that description.
Dale chimes in. And
I sure
says,
do, but we call ourselves Minotaurs.
It's a little bit, you can't just jump to conclusions that the first Minotaur you see was the one who started this alleged riot.
But we did start the riot.
Son of a bitch.
What's a riot?
I mean, he doesn't need to know that. Or maybe he does. But it's
more of the
true.
guards are starting to push through now, kind of filing past as this man walks over and walks up to you, Apollyon.
Alright, I shocking grasp him in the chest.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and roll for initiative then.
All right.
And let's see exactly what
I-
happens.
I was gonna say Apollyon. Never mind. It doesn't matter anymore.
This could have gone
What?
smoother if we hadn't already pissed off the rest of the rogues in the gallery.
Yeah, but you know,
But,
I guess
Yes.
if this guy knew why the riot was started, Apollyon doing a charitable act. Oh shit! I didn't click my characters. That second one was
Yeah, I didn't click my
No,
character.
that was you guys throwing gold coins. Apollyon didn't throw any gold coins.
No, and if they had asked me, I would have told them. But I mean, like,
Oh yeah, I didn't throw any gold coins. I thought Apollyon. Oh yeah, Apollyon just announced where it was.
I was trying
Um,
to cause a distraction.
So
And it
Vale got
worked.
a
It
4,
worked.
Vale got a 4, and Jareth got a 20.
Yeah, I forgot to click my token too.
Am I the
It's
only
been so
one
long
who
since
clicked
we've
my
rolled
token?
initiative.
we haven't rolled initiative in a few episodes. I'm sorry.
The tracker's not up, but I clicked mine.
It's acting weird.
Well, at least I got an extra beer in my system, one more than Apollyon does. And that's all that matters.
Well,
Good
of
job.
course, now I have to re-reload roll 20 because it's being stupid. So give me a
Aww.
You know, one of these days our plans is going to go right. Just once.
Hey, I just let you guys
Today
do
is
whatever
not
you
the day.
do.
I don't
Okay.
know why Vale was so afraid of them talking to the rest of us. He's never cock-blocked us like that before.
Well, normally Blood's the one there doing the talking, and since Blood wasn't there, I didn't want, especially Eloise, to be very open with information that we.
Yeah, honestly, she doesn't
shouldn't
even
do.
need the failed save to tell the truth all the
Exactly.
time.
Truth serum, yeah.
That's why Vale, was saying that to begin with. I mean, he didn't realize up until the point where Apollyon said, "That was us." That everyone was telling the truth. But then again, Apollyon doesn't really have a filter either. So
Fair enough.
I cannot tell a lie. At least not right now.
Okay, so there's a lot of shit going on right here, right now. But I'm just going to use Thora's turn to go for anyone else that's in here that isn't a main guy. Does that make sense?
Sure.
There's a lot of shit going on here.
yeah, I mean, I don't think killing the guards is probably the best idea here.
Yeah, well, they're on Thieves Guild ground, so
I guess who shot first though?
Well, I'm going to allow.
usually Han does.
So, Apollyon, you started this whole thing off by casting Shocking Grasp on this knight here. So
Yeah, you said he put his hands on me, right?
no, he didn't put his hands
No, he
on
came
you.
up
He
to
just
you.
walked up to you and was getting ready to talk. And you said, "Okay, I cast Shocking Grasp on him."
Oh, I'm sorry. I misinterpreted that as him being a little bit more aggressive. But Apollyon's been drinking, so same thing. That's how bar fights start. Yeah,
Yeah.
a shocking grasp him.
Yeah, no worries. Go for it.
I already rolled. I got a 15.
Yeah, a 15 is not enough though. You reach out and try to touch him, and he sees the energy of that grasp reaching out, and he's just like, It's them! They are attacking us! Seize them! So that's what happens. Now, let me find some good bar fight music.
Oh, wait a second. Is he wearing armor?
Yes,
Yes, full
Is
plate.
it made of metal?
it is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then I have advantage on the attack.
Then roll it again.
I didn't read that. Cool.
And I'm in initiative at 13.
That's a critical.
This is like, I don't want the crits.
This should be interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
God damn it.
Before your turn comes up, this shit's happening, bro.
I know. It's
18 lightning damage,
18 lightning damage.
and
Wow.
can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
He's definitely not happy now.
Ah,
Why did it roll 4 dice if it's only supposed to roll 2?
because it was a crit. Oh no, it 2D. Yeah,
I have no idea.
Oh,
Oh, it's 2d8.
and 2d8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2d8, 2d8.
Okay.
Roll 20 does it weird.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start things off at the top of this order. We have the gnome that's actually over here at the table, who was watching this whole thing and sees these guards come storming in and immediately single your group out. So what's any thief gonna do when they see something like this go down? The first thing they're going to do is yell, "It's a raid! Everyone scatter!" They're going to jump off their table, go 5, 10, 15 feet to right here, open the door.
This is probably better than my plan anyway.
They open the door next to them and step inside. They have it just slightly open. Then they use their bonus action to hide. They stick their head out again, and they're firing right at the guard in front of Apollyon.
Oh crap! I have a question.
Yes.
I have this ability, brutal critical. Does that touch attack count as a melee attack?
I think maybe a melee.
I mean, you gotta roll for it, right?
Well, let's see.
Well-
Beginning at 9th level, you can roll 1 addition weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a
Oh,
critical hit.
it's not a weapon. Okay,
It's
sorry.
not a
Specifically for weapons, I see.
Yeah. Nice thought, but not quite. Anyway. Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. Crossbow bolt comes flying out, going right over your head, Liam, and just embeds itself in this guard right over here. The one that was right next to you, Apollyon. Not the guy in full armor, but the guy next to you.
Didn't they hide? Would they get sneak attack?
If he's a
Did,
rogue.
It did not roll it for some reason.
Well, it says Master Thief, I was assuming.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know why it's not. Hold on. That's irritating.
NPC
Oh, well.
sheets are weird.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, you can take that 14 or just roll 46 of your own.
Nah, I'm just rolling the 46. There we go.
Good roll.
Woo!
Okay. Big hit with that sneak attack. And the guard just staggers back. And then you just hear from that back room, which is now slightly open, so I will do that. You just hear a kind of chuckle from that room.
Hmm.
Removed 5, 10, 15. And that's it for their turn. Next up after that, we have the orc. that just came in behind you. He shoves you out of the way, Blood, and comes running over here to tackle Thora to the ground and pulls her down behind the bar. So the two of them are now hiding behind the bar. He's on top of her, holding her down. Just protecting her. Okay. That's it for his turn. And after that, we have Apollyon, who started this whole shit off. What are you doing, Apollyon?
That's right. You were after us. You picked the wrong Fab Five to follow. And yeah, let's see. He's going to exhale his draconic breath on these jabronis.
Okay, interesting.
I gotta make sure I click the right one because one's a cone and one's a.
One's a line.
Which one are you doing?
The frightening breath. It's a 15-foot cone. Let me pull up the thing.
There, I pulled one out for you.
Thank you.
So probably like right about there? Or how you want to... You should be able to move it. If you can't, let me know.
No, I got it. Alright, well, that'll hit those
Me.
three. Oh, I forgot about Eloise. Can I do it at like an angle?
Well,
You
Yeah.
Only
can do
two
it
of
at
them
some
are-
angles, but... So, like...
the guy next to Eloise up
Honestly,
there
this
is
person
yeah.
is not an enemy.
Okay, then I do it like that.
right there.
okay.
Because
Okay.
there's these two, and then the guy that's like outside the door.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if the door's open, I can hit him, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, you can do it right here. Exhaling in this direction and kind of should be able to hit all of them. Damn it.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
DC 17.
So, con saving throw. Knight was an 11. That's a failure. Failure. Success.
And then the two that failed have to roll a wisdom save now.
So 2 failures and 2 successes. So the failures have to roll a what? A wisdom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wisdom save to not be frightened.
It's an 18. That's a success. And that one's a failure.
Double failure.
Alright, so the first round was for thunder damage.
Yeah.
Alright, so the double failure is frightened of me for 3 rounds.
Nice. And then, okay, so the 2 that failed take 14 points of thunder damage. So let me put that
Yep.
down.
Man, it sucks I rolled a 1 on one of those dice, but...
Okay, and then the ones that succeeded take half damage.
Yeah, so that'd be 7 thunder damage.
It's a very involved spell.
Just so
Okay.
much better than the Dragonborn ones.
So they only one of them actually is frightened now, but all of them took at least some damage. Are you doing anything else for your turn, Apollyon?
Nope, that's it for now.
Okay.
So, Jareth rolled a 20 as well, but I don't know. He's not on the list, and I rolled a 4, and I'm also not on the list. I didn't click my token.
Well, if you had clicked your token, you said 4 for you.
Yeah, 4 for Vale.
I had a nickel for every time a player didn't click their token.
I'd have a shitload of nickels.
Only takes 20 to make $1.
Okay, so then it would be Jareth's turn next.
Okay. Jareth is going to fly by over here, get a view out that door. And then, hold on a second, let me pull up this thing. Purple. Square. Feet. How do I just drag it onto the battlefield?
What's that?
Area of effect?
Yes, you just drag it onto the area, or to the map.
Okay. Jareth is going to use the Ring of Spell Storing to cast Everid's Black Tentacles right here, centered on that point. So I'm gonna throw that spell up in the chat real quick.
So this
It's a
owl
DC
just comes
17.
flying down and hovers there, and then just flicks its wrist as it's using this ring, and black tentacles just come shooting out from the ground in this 20-foot square. For the duration,
It was a short roll, a small roll,
yeah.
low roll. I mean,
Okay, let's see here.
Dex save 17.
So that dude failed. That is 7 points of damage. That knight who came in, the Goliath, ain't looking great. That's for sure. The frightened guard succeeded. The guard behind the knight succeeded. The guard
Nice.
behind the frightened guard succeeded. Oh, I haven't even been rolling the saves. I've just been rolling the regular decks. Yeah, all of them saved except for the knight.
Wow.
okay. So he is restrained, and then Jareth's gonna fly back and tuck under my under my robe.
The one that's frightened of me should have disadvantage on ability checks.
It's a save though.
Oh, it's a
not
save.
an ability check.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play this game.
Good job, familiar.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Well, next up we have this guy who was able to dodge the tentacles that were swooping around him, but it's still difficult terrain, I think.
Yeah, and he's starting his turn in there, so he has to do another save.
Has to do another save. You got it.
Do you want me to re-roll? Let's see, hold on.
If he takes the damage, we will.
Okay.
17.
Just made it.
Oh,
Just made it, so he is good.
Fancy footwork.
Yeah, he's just dancing about, dodging this guard, and he's gonna go ahead and just kind of yell out, "Spellcasters! We're outmanned and outgunned, sir! We gotta get back!" He's going to, let's see, that's 10 feet of movement to there, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. He's then going to dash back another 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, to right about there. I'll have to put him there. And just in the distance, you can all hear a really loud whistle being blown. which I'm not going to do because that's really loud. But you can hear that same cop whistle being blown from somewhere outside. Blood from a Stone. You're up next.
I mean, this is getting out of hand and quick. Son of a bitch. Fuck, normally I would just kill something, but this seems like it's a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna kind of like start screaming at the top of his lungs. It's like, everybody Jesus, stop fighting! This is not gonna help anybody. No one here needs to die today. And he just was, I guess this would probably be a disadvantage to do a persuasion or something like that. Or,
yeah, you can roll for persuasion check. Yeah, disadvantage.
just trying to get everybody to shut the fuck up. That's 12.
That's a 12. It's hard to hear your voice even as you're yelling over the sound of everything that's going on because, you know, Vale's got these weird black tentacles just filling the doorway. People are kind of screaming out and are a little freaked out by this whole situation. Do you do anything else for your turn, Blood?
He's not gonna. I mean, he'll have his crossbow ready just in case, but he's not gonna. Killing somebody's just gonna make things worse, and he hopes that fucking everybody will realize that. Hopefully, they may have heard him scream, "Shut the fuck up" and calm down, but yeah, this is getting out of hand.
Do you want us to roll perceptions to see if we heard that?
Yeah, go for it.
He's gonna kind of like prop up here just behind the bar, but he's just hoping people are not gonna.
I didn't hear shit.
You definitely didn't hear a damn thing. Okay, that's Blood from a Stone's turn. Eloise, you probably heard Blood yelling. Okay, that's it for Blood's turn. Next, we have the guy who was harassing your group. The guy standing right here. I keep saying guy. It's not a guy. Anyway, person, individual. Yeah, so what they decide to do is, looking over at this whole thing, they look back at you, Vale, and Liam, and this whole scene that Apollyon has made, and they're going to do the most reasonable thing possible. They're going to be like, nope, not my table. They're going to disengage as a bonus action. Or I mean, no, they're an evoker. They can't do that. They're just going to step backward. So technically, they are leaving your area of attack, Liam and Vale. Do either of you try to make your attacks of opportunity on this individual?
I don't have my my 10-foot weapons drawn right now, so they wouldn't be in my range.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, was he with? I don't think he was within 5 feet of me because he stepped back.
Well, it was. Yeah, you're right. He did step back, so he wouldn't. He was close enough for Liam, possibly, but not you. You're absolutely.
Yeah, and regardless, from what Vale saw, his friend that was at the table ducked into the other room and fired a shot at the guard. Vale considers this person an ally right now.
Fair enough. Then what they do, they move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet through the door. And you do catch... I'd say everyone who has a passive perception of 16 or higher would be able to see the little flash of light that goes off in there.
Okay.
And then you hear a smash. And there's a big ass hole now on the opposite side of this wall.
What wall?
In that room.
Really, let's see. Who could actually see that?
I could see them.
You can see them?
Yep.
Okay, then you might be able to actually see this. They cast Bigby's hand and then punch through the wall.
Bigby's hand.
Cool.
There's currently a big
beast
ass hole.
hand.
But yeah, that's what just happened. Okay. Next is the Rangers' turn, the one that Liam and Eloise were fucking with the last session. He saw his boss go that way. He heard the crash. He's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet to in here and is going to dash inside. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet right out there. They're beating a path. Next up, we come to Thora, and with Thora, all the other bar patrons, they're starting to run. Most of them move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet to right there, go in through the kitchen, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 there. And I'm just going to slowly move these out. So as they're starting to make basically all these bar patrons at the back of the bar are starting to run in towards the kitchen, and they're just bolting. 30 to right there. To right up there. Thora, after being pulled down from the bar from that big guy, she looks between him and you, Blood, and she says, we have to warn them down below. And she says that to the half-orc, and then you also see her skitter towards the kitchen. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 feet to right there. Damn it. Okay. Eloise, you're up next.
Hey. Well, I saw yeah, screw it. I'm gonna try it first. No, wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh! Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I don't really need to move it. Cool. So, actually, we don't really need it, because, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Slow.
Casting slow?
Slow.
On whom?
On all of the guards that are here right now.
Okay, pop up slow. Let's see how this works. Yeah, up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do it on all of them.
Yep.
It's a what spell? Wisdom?
I think Dex. No.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Yep.
Okay, let's see how this goes. First for the guards. Failure, success, failure, failure, success.
One more.
Then the last one is the knight. That's a failure. So let's see.
So only 2 of them succeeded.
Let's see.
Ah.
Give me 1 second. Failure. This guy is. Let's see. Is there like a snail one, maybe?
There should be.
I think so.
There it is. Yes. It's failure. Success.
So one- Is the slowed or the feared guy, the fearful guy, is he also slowed?
No, actually, he succeeded.
So he's so scared shitless, he nothing else can bother him.
Okay. So there we go. Yeah, it succeeded on most of them other than 2. And they are now slowed. Their speed is half. They take a -2 to AC and Dex saving throws, and they can't use reactions. And it's either an action or a bonus action on their turn, not both. Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my movement to start running.
Where are you going?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over towards blood.
Okay. You go running up to the bar as close to blood as you can. Some more of the patrons are beginning to run away. The cries of, "It's a raid! It's a raid!" is starting to be heard.
And I'm just gonna be panicked and say, "What's a raid?"
Next up, we have an assassin's turn. Let's see. What's he gonna do? Yeah, he's gonna go ahead, move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet to right there. To right there to the door. Yeah, he'll go ahead and come through the door and disappear behind it, so you don't know exactly where he's doing. But they definitely seem to be getting out of there. The guard that is was not slowed, but is still in that tentacle. So what is is it a Dex save, Vale?
Yes.
22. Man, he's rolling really well. Those tentacles still trying to grasp at him, but he just dances back out of the way. He's yelling out as well. We must get reinforcements! Let's see, that's 10 feet there. 15, 20, 25, 30. And he is also going to start running backwards, making a different direction than his companion. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And 30 feet to right there. He's also whistling for aid. You get the idea that based on the last time you saw any of these guards, it took around 4 rounds for reinforcements to show up. So you don't know if that's how long it's going to take this time, but if nothing else, that's what you went on from the last time you dealt with these guys. The Berserker gets up, and he's kind of pissed off after being abandoned by Eloise. He is going to go wailing full tilt on this dude that's slowed right next to him.
Healed him and helped him up, and he's still angry?
Well, he's pissed off at the guards that threw him
Oh,
through the
okay.
door.
You said
He's a
pissed off
berserker.
at
That's
Eloise
what he
for
does.
leaving. I was like, what?
That's for a second. I was like, wait a minute, did she abandon him?
When abandoned sounds like a harsh word, he didn't mean it harshly.
Well, not in the way you're thinking, no. Yeah, you know what? He's fucking going reckless. He's raging and going reckless.
Kill it. Kill it dead.
22's gonna hit. £10 of slashing damage at that guy right there. And he's just. "Rah!"
Berserker.
He actually only has one attack though.
Hmm.
Yeah. He is not going to step back because as far as he doesn't really know a whole lot about magic or what's going on with this. So, yeah, he's just going to stay right where he is. But Liam, it's your turn now.
Well, Liam has a rule. You don't kill inside of a bar. So if I take this guy out, I want him to be knocked unconscious.
Well,
If I can-
he's bleeding pretty heavily, but you can certainly try.
Yeah. Alright, first swing.
Oh!
Critical.
Fucking God.
Like I said, I'm not trying to kill him.
We gotta leave town, guys.
15.
15 points of damage. You crack him as hard as you can with that quarterstaff. You're meaning to knock him out, but you hit him a lot harder than you were expecting. He looks dazed and bloodied, but he is not dead, fortunately.
Awesome. Then I'll pivot and take a swing at his leg, and hopefully he just falls over. 16.
16 does not hit.
All right. Bonus action, unarmed strike. 2. Nope, that's not gonna hit either.
No, it's not.
Why didn't you just go down? That's my turn.
Okay. That's your turn. I got another guard here who is slowed and sees the group that's kind of all swarming around him, or at least that's swarming around his compatriots. He's got to at least try to help them. So he's coming running at the Berserker, and he's going to try to make an attack at the Berserker. Now he gets advantage because the Berserker went reckless. This dude, he has a longsword, and he gets to make 2 attacks with it, but that's really all he can do.
Since he's slowed,
What's that?
Since this guy's surrounded.
but as I say, the one that's slowed is the one that's fired. Wouldn't he only get 1 attack, or does he get his full attack
That's
turn?
not what it says. It says
I
you
did-
can
that's
either
what I was
use your
questioning.
action or your bonus action. But
I couldn't
not both.
remember if it was only 1 swing or 2. I wasn't asking to get him out of it. I was honestly asking. I don't do casting, so
Yeah, no. It says you can either use your action or your bonus action.
Okay.
So it's using its action.
It also says you can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn.
It does say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right in the middle.
Oh,
Yep, see, I guess
Regardless
on
of the
its
creature's
turn-
abilities or magic items, it can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack
Oh,
during
nice.
its turn.
I was
Okay, I like it.
I was honestly asking. I hadn't read it, but I couldn't remember. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
And-
Okay.
Hey Matt, would I have
Yo.
been at advantage since this guy's surrounded?
There's a lot of shit going on here. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Well, this guy does get to make his swing at the Berserker. He's still got advantage. Wow, that's a 10. So, yeah, no. He swings, tries to hit that Berserker, and the Berserker just knocks it back with that great axe he was holding. Okay, next up we have the Knight. He's in the area, so he first has to make a dex save, correct?
Yep.
That's a 5, so that's a failure. What happens?
He is restrained, and I will roll damage.
I think he was
Yeah, I think he was
6
restrained
bludgeoning.
before.
He was already restrained. I think he was the only one that failed.
Okay. Well, he takes 6 bludgeoning damage, and he's restrained again.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a lot of saves. It's hard to remember them all.
Yeah. Okay, so it says, restrained. So, he was restrained regardless.
Okay, so since he's restrained, his movement speed is 0. He can't benefit from any bonus to his speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So actually... Oh no, that guy wasn't in there.
Oh wait, this guy that's slowed, he does have a -2 AC, yes?
Yeah.
Would I have hit him with a 16 with a -2 AC?
Actually, yes, you would have.
All right.
Oh, he's gonna break his one rule of never killing an apart.
6.
6. Wow. You clobber him with that punch of yours, cleaning his clock. He's barely hanging on. He's barely alive.
Dang it. Okay.
Literally has 1 hit point left.
If you hadn't rolled that 1, that's the son of a bitch.
I'm trying to not kill him. What part of that don't you get?
That's what I'm hoping. Nobody dies either, dude.
Okay, so since he is restrained, let's see. Yeah, attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Oh, and they have disadvantage on Dex saving throws, so we got to remember that too. He would have failed. I mean, it doesn't matter. He failed.
Yeah. He could use his action to make a strength or dexterity check, its choice, against the spell DC, which is 17.
Yeah.
On a success, it frees itself.
I think that's probably the best thing it could do right now since he's restrained.
Yep.
Oh, that's not what he meant to do. No, that's a 14. So he is still restrained and cannot move. Next up, we have the other guard that is currently afraid and is in those tentacles. Now, he was not restrained, but he still needs to make that Dex saving throw.
Yep.
That should not have been an advantage. So that was a 7. That's a failure. So go ahead and roll your damage again.
Yep. 13.
13. A little better damage this time. And he is now restrained as well. So he'll go ahead and try to get out of that with his athletics check.
It's a strength or dexterity save.
Oh, strength or dexterity saved, you said?
They
Yeah,
get to choose.
Your choice.
Well, it would have been the same either way.
Yeah.
Because his save and his athletics is exactly the same. So still a 21 does get out. So that was his action. Really all he has left that he can do is... he's afraid. So he's going to try to get out of there. Use his action to get out. The barbarian does get a reaction, and he is going to use it.
Wait, real quick.
Yes.
Just for clarification, because I'm not sure. So once he's restrained, does that make his movement drop to 0 for the round, or until he gets out?
That's a good question, actually. A restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit. But it has the ability to get out. Actually, I'm going to say, yeah, for that round, he probably would have his speed 0, just for the fact that he was at the beginning restrained, and he had to use his action to get out of it.
Yep.
But he is freed, at the very least.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, the guard that is still alive, it's his turn. he really doesn't have a lot he can fucking do because the black tentacles are there behind him. He's surrounded by 3 people and he's barely hanging on. So he's just kind of wavering a little bit, and he drops his weapons. And he's like, "Look, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I won't try to arrest you. Just let me go." And that's going to be his turn. Last guy, it's a slowed guy that's in these tentacles. He needs to make his dex saving throw. That's a 24, so that's a success. You'll then use 10 feet to get there.
He's slowed, remember that.
What's
So
that?
that'd be 20 feet. He's slowed as well, right?
Yep, so he can really
And that's
only move
difficult
to
terrain.
right here.
Yeah, 1/4 speed.
Yep, so he's able to move right there, and that's it. But he did not use his action yet, so he can move another... He'll use his action to dash to get another 15 feet. 15. Okay, Vale. You're at the
Well,
bottom of the
wasn't
list.
the dexterity save his action?
No, that's just a... He has to make
Yeah,
it
that's
at the beginning of
like
his
around.
turn.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Your turn, Vale.
Vale is going to... speak to the individual that was over, that he had that interaction with, and say, "No hard feelings, but if you want to leave, I'm not going to stop you. However, I don't think it's wise, and I would implore you to stay and help." Do you want me to give a persuasion?
So you're kind of
You're
like
muffled.
going in and out. I'm having a hard time hearing most of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me try a different earpiece. I'm going to put both of them in.
It's almost like you put your mouth over the or your hand over the microphone, and then you'd move it back and move it forward and move it back. It almost sounded like that.
Did Liam start giving off light, or is my roll
Alright,
20
can you
just
hear me?
ritzy?
No, that's weird. I see it too.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vale's going to go to that individual that he had that interaction with earlier.
So just to be
And-
clear, you're walking over to the half-covered doorway, and
Yes.
you're carrying, like, I thought the owl was flying next to you.
So I said he tucked in under my robes.
He tucked in under your robes.
Under, say my arm, I guess. I don't know.
He's like a football.
Uh,
Can you just be on his shoulder or something?
whatever. Fine.
He'll go on my shoulder. If you'd rather him be on my shoulder, that's fine.
Yeah, that's just like, unless you're holding him like a baby.
No, that's fine. I'll figure something out for
I can
another
tell.
time.
I can totally picture Vale just walking up. He's like, "I think you should stay."
Yeah,
See,
that's
Eloise, if you become chaotic good, you start to glow light. You'll figure that out.
I'm honestly
Okay.
not sure why it's just suddenly started glowing randomly.
Because it's in the kitchen too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a bunch of different directions. Yeah.
Well, there are lights in this area that I have lit, and I don't know why they're just, if they weren't glowing for you before, I don't know why they suddenly are now.
They just brightened up a bit, I guess.
Weird. I don't know why.
That's weird.
Roll 20 is fucking weird. Anyway, so you're trying to convince these people to help you?
So what I said was, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. He went up to here, and he directed his attention to the individual who he was talking to before, and he's
Who,
saying,
by the way, like you can barely see them. They're like in the back corner over here. You can see this individual. That's the gnome that was sitting over here, and then just barely you can see that the person you were talking to earlier against the wall over there.
"All right, well, I can't move Jareth right now. I'm just trying to get him out of that doorway. What is going on with him? There we go. Okay, so yeah, who's that right there?
Okay,
in
you're
the
talking to
doorway?
this guy here.
No,
Yeah,
the person who's at the bar, or at the table next to me.
Actually, that was that guy right here. Sorry.
Okay, yeah,
I was looking
that's
at
what
the
I
other
thought.
guy.
So Vale says, no hard feelings about before. If you're going to escape, I'm not going to stop you. However, I implore you to stay and help. Things could get ugly. And he waits for a is the guy going to respond?
Well, you can make a persuasion check if that's what you're trying to convince this guy to stick around.
It's more of a I mean, I'm not trying to make an action out of it. I don't know if that would still be a free action because I know talking.
So
is.
You can talk it to him as a free action. If you're trying to actively convince them, that's different. That's actually going to be your action to try to convince this person, or you can just walk up and say, "Oh, you should help," and then turn around and do something else. So it's really your intent here, what you're trying to do.
Okay, so I guess another reason why I'm trying to talk to him is because I know when you're up with an enemy against a doorway like this, I cannot get through there. However, if they were an ally, I'd be able to pass through into the room. So I guess that matters.
Oh yeah, like these guys aren't your ally. You're not going to be able to just walk past them if that's what you're trying to do.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was looking for cover. I saw this guy shoot from there at the guard. So
you can try to persuade them to let you in. I'll allow that. But like, this is a guy. They're standing behind this door. They're holding it right now, just getting ready to, because there's a broken wall right back here that they're trying to get through, and they've been letting their cohorts past, but they've been specifically blocking it. So like, if you're trying to convince them to let you past it, you can try to persuade them to do that. If you're trying to convince them to stay and help, you can try to persuade them to do that. If you're just like, if you're trying to just get past them, you can't do that unless you're like willing to actually sacrifice your action to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to try to persuade them. Then at that point, I'll use my action.
Okay, to you're trying to persuade them to do what?
Basically, be on our side. Like I said, if they're going to leave, I'm not going to stop them. But I'm imploring them to either stay and help, or at least provide cover for me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your persuasion.
At normal?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, I'm going to use a lucky point for that.
Okay, you said you're using a lucky point for that?
Yeah. Just to get a little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 14.
Okay. So with the 14, you're trying to tell them, look, I would really appreciate it if you helped us out. No hard feelings. And we're going to see what they do on their turn. But since it's the bottom of that was the bottom of initiative, I'm going to say let's go ahead and take a quick break because it's 9:05. We're going to try to get back in less than 10 minutes to find out what happens from here on out. As basically they're going through a raid. We'll see what happens in a little bit. Stay tuned. Howdy everyone, we are back. Unfortunately, we had a couple people had to step away, so we're going to try to pilot them for the last 40 minutes of the game and see if we can get this to a conclusion. But to start things off, we have the cut purse, who, well, you know, he just saw Vale stick his head into the door, and was trying to convince them to stick around and help. I'm gonna have him roll an insight check to see how he takes that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that means he doesn't get it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So the cut purse looks at his fellows and he says, "Yeah, screw these bastards."
Wait, so what was the insight about?
To see if he understood what you were.
Well, no, what he was rolling is I was just trying to get a baseline for determining whether or not he had any interest in listening to you, and based on your interaction and then the guards showing up, what the cut purse decided to do is say to the two others, "Yeah, fuck these guys."
Expected.
Yeah. There is a hole right in front of him, and the gnome goes shooting off 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet. Bonus action to dash. 5, 10, 15, and voop! There they go. Down into the well, and they just drop down. Anyone who was there would have heard a splash, but nobody's there, so... Okay. Next up, we have the orc that came with you, Blood, from the downstairs. He was told by Thora that we need to go downstairs and warn everybody. So he's using that time to move 5, 10, pushing past you. You can try to stop this person.
He's not gonna.
I didn't think you would, but he does push past the
He'll let him go.
the female dwarf that was in front of the door. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Dash for the rest. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And is making their way back there. We have come to Apollyon's turn now. I'm not sure if you're actually with us.
I'm here.
You are?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Well, some people have been running away at this point. You are surrounded. There's the guard that Liam had punched that's directly in front of you here. That's looking dazed and beaten, and he dropped his weapons and put his hands up and said that he doesn't want to die. Just please let him go. You also have the knight to your south. That ain't looking great either. So what are you wanting to do?
I'm gonna take my trident out and point it right at this guy down on his knees and say, "Tell us why you're after us, and we'll spare your lives."
I'm going to allow him to respond right now when he literally says, "We're investigating the riot that happened a few blocks away from here. We were told that the people who started it started yelling about this inn. So we came to look around, and the bouncer at the door wouldn't let us in. So the captain over there threw him through, and then you attacked us all. We're just trying to keep the peace."
Well, you should have never come here then. And I'm gonna try to deal non-lethal damage to him, but I'm gonna try to knock him out.
You're trying to knock him
The
out with
trident.
your electrified trident? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have polearm master, so I can't hit him with the butt end, but I can try.
You could also just punch him in the face.
All right.
It's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do, bro.
I don't have an unarmed strike. I have my horns.
You got it. You got a headbutt.
So literally anyone can make an unarmed strike. You just roll an attack roll, which is your strength modifier. You don't have to
Strength plus proficiency.
No, because you're not proficient in unarmed strikes. It'd just be a D20 plus your strength modifier. But
Alright,
literally
sure.
anyone
Sure, why
can
not?
do it. Like I'm just saying, literally anyone can do it.
17.
Yeah, that hits. And a damage for it is literally 1 plus your strength modifier, which is more than enough to take this guy out. So since you were trying
Alright,
to do
6
subdual
points of damage.
Yeah, so you said you were trying to do subdual damage. You're just trying to knock him out, not kill him, correct?
Wait, which one are you
Yep.
attacking?
This guy right here.
Aw.
Yeah, the guy that had his hands up, he was on his knees saying, "Don't kill me." So Apollyon, after listening to him, just cold cocks him right against the side of his head, and he crumples to the ground, unconscious.
Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing to the guy to myself.
you
Alright,
can.
cold cock away.
That's an 18 to hit.
18 is exactly what you need to hit.
He's got a -2. He hits him good.
6 damage to that guy too.
Yeah, 6 damage to that guy. Unfortunately, that guy had a bit more hit points left. You did punch him as hard as you can across his face, and he stumbles backward. He barely is standing, but he is just barely.
Alright, that's all I'm gonna do.
And the knight is kind of leaning back against the wall, slumped a little bit after taking that hit. He looks pretty rough. It is Jareth's turn. What's Jareth's turn?
He's just gonna make sure. No, he's not gonna do anything. He's gonna just be perceptive.
Well, you can roll a perception check then. What are you looking for?
I guess if reinforcements are on their way, if he could hear them. Let's see.
Go ahead and make your perception check.
That is a crit 21.
Yeah, with your 21, you can definitely hear through Jareth the sounds of whistling being echoed. There's like 3 of them now, making that shrill, loud sound, summoning more help. You can't really tell how many people are coming or whether or not anyone's coming right this second, but you definitely can hear the call for alarm and the request for aid.
Okay.
Is that it for Jareth's turn?
Yes.
Okay. So, the next is the guard who happens to be outside. So your group can't see what's going on. What he's doing is he is running down the street, whistling, calling for more aid. More people are on the way. The sound has been heard, and somewhere in the distance, more echoes. With Jareth's 21, I am going to also say, other than the 3 really loud ones, whistles you can hear, there are more beginning to echo in the distance, answering the call.
Uh-huh.
Blood from a stone. You're up next. Eloise is ducking by the bar right across from you. You've seen Thor run in the back, and Nunzio going in after them. More people from the bar are running in that direction, into the kitchen. And more have ran into the bathroom, but your group seems to be pretty well intent on killing these people.
Seems that way, wouldn't it? Well, he saw the one guy go down. So hopefully he's just hoping he saw Apollyon punch him. So he's like, all right, maybe he's not dead. It's not a positive feeling of affirmation in his head. But he's going to just start shouting to these people at the bar, and he's just going to start telling them, he's like, get in the back, go. Now, as fast as you can. He's like, Eloise, that means you too. And then he's going to kind of come out front. But I guess Now, I had said he was crouched down, but I guess he would have moved for the orc. So, I mean, because my bonus action is stealth would. Because I want to cast fucking disguise. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do this in a minute. Yeah, he's just going to kind of come out, and at least he's going to start shouting at his people. He's like, guys, it's time to go. Do not kill anyone. This will only make it worse. I don't know what the fuck has happened here, but we need to go. And I guess he can, I mean, I don't know if he has to persuade his own people that we need to leave.
We're in the middle of a fight, and you're just all like,
Screaming, hey.
guys, drop your weapons and walk
Oh,
away. Like,
I
they're
didn't
going
say-
to attack us if we do. You get that, right?
Well, one surrendered and then Apollyon knocked him out. But I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, this is a bad idea. If you kill anybody, there's no going back.
Okay, so now while I won't roll an NPC to try to persuade you guys, you can roll a persuasion, and your companions can look at it and decide how their characters react to it.
Can he make the overall persuasion to everyone in that little group is like, if anybody dies, this only gets worse. Everybody, let's just stop fighting. And he's like, we all need to go. Because, like, the guards are leaving. He's just like, he goes, if you guys stay here, they will kill you. Or something like that. You know, he's going to be shouting. He wants the guards to fucking leave. He wants his group to leave. He wants everybody
You
to
might
fucking...
have to tell Vale to drop the tentacles.
Oh, fuck, Vale is. Yeah, I guess that could be interesting, but...
Vale doesn't have tentacles up.
His bird does. Don't you control your bird?
He thinks for himself.
Oh, God.
Well, so
If you wanna
anyway,
persuade
Blood.
him to-
Persuade
If
the
you're
bird.
wanting to try to persuade everyone to defuse the situation, I am going to allow you to make a persuasion roll. How your companions react to it is how they interpret the roll, just like how the NPCs interpret the roll as well.
Oh, it
But you
shouldn't be an
can use your
advantage,
action
but-
to make one.
A 22. Because I forgot I had disadvantage on it, but it's
Okay.
22. Just...
So Blood, standing up, putting his hands out, is trying to call for everyone to be calm and get the fuck out of here. And he rolled a 22, so we're gonna see how everyone reacts to that. Do you do anything else on your turn, Blood?
I guess he's just gonna, like, you know, be putting his hands out to these other bar patrons and, like, just grabbing them, and just, he's like, he might even, as he walks, I guess, is this one is like male, female? What is that token for?
Yeah, that's for a female.
Looks like maybe a human or something. Or...
Yeah, I think that's a human.
Yeah, he's
We'll-
just
we'll
gonna
call
kind
him
of
a
like,
human.
he's just gonna, as he's going past, he's gonna put his hand on his shoulder. He's like, get out of here, get out of here. He's gonna be telling the one at the end of the bar. He's like, go.
Oh
now.
yeah, they were running in that
Yeah.
direction anyway. You just kind of slipped past them.
Yeah, and he's like, he's ushering, and he's telling Eloise as he went past, he's ushering her out the door too.
Absolutely.
So, with his speech and his persuasion, the Everett's black tentacles just disappears. I don't know how to get this off.
There you go.
What do you do? Or is it? you
I
have to do it?
clicked on the thing and then I hit the delete key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to just say, hey, if anybody dies, there's no going back.
Luckily, nobody died yet.
Yeah, yet.
Okay. Next up, we have that the individual who was confronting your group way back when, before all this shit went down. Their turn. They're going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet through the hole there, and they are going to hold their action. They have a spell ready and they are holding their action. Next up, we have the Ranger. He moves. He's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, jumping down into that well as well. And has disappeared down into the sewers underneath. Now Thora, on her turn, pulls open the trapdoor and goes climbing down into the lower level. Now, Eloise, it's your turn. Blood has yelled to everyone and has been quite persuasive as he's saying, everyone put down their weapons, we need to just get out of here, let's go. And he did specifically tell you, Eloise, get in the kitchen. But it's your
All right,
turn now.
Joe, do you want to control her?
Yeah.
Eloise left.
Yeah, she had to step out because, So I mean, if she has, well, I mean, she's got the slow up, so she'll kind of keep concentrate on that. But yeah, she's, she said she was going to listen to what Blood said, so she's just going to start following the other patrons out.
Okay, well,
I guess she might stay by the door. She's not going to just completely take off, but she's going to hang out. I guess just inside the door, waiting for everybody else to come with.
Okay. Now, as she makes her way in there, she gets right by the door and is kind of standing to one side, looking through it. She is able to see that most of the patrons that have made their way there are running towards the back door.
Okay. And I assume that, as other people come in, she's not going to know that, hey, they know exactly where they're going, and she'd be doing, everybody out the door, everybody out,
Oh, definitely.
I can't do a good Alyssa, but, she's going to make sure everyone gets out safely, and if anybody's hurt, she'd probably slap a Cure Wounds on them as they go by, but I don't think anybody was, so...
Okay. So what happens next is, after Eloise's turn, the last assassin that was in the bathroom where the hole from Bigby's hand was, he goes running through the door and jumps out to the other side. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet. Gets behind the magic user who was holding their action with a wall of ice. They cast the spell, the wall of ice, over the wall of the hole that they just created and seal it up again. So all you hear just is creating a wall over that hole.
Nice. Now I can't see, or actually I wouldn't know.
You can hear it, bro. Some...
Yeah, but is he on the inside of it, or is he on the outside, or is that something we don't know yet?
I guess we don't know.
All you know is, from where you're standing, Vale, you just hear this ice storm start hitting the side of the wall. You can hear the sound, but you're not quite sure what it is because you don't have any clear visual on it.
Yep.
From there, the assassin, the assassin, uses their bonus action to dash and goes jumping into the well as well. And they're gone. Okay. Next up, we have one of the guards. Let's see which one. Yeah, more sounds of whistling is starting to come now from the outside. They've got a couple more rounds left to go before they get here, but you're definitely hearing sounds of more guards being summoned. The guard or not the guard, next up is the Berserker, the Bouncer, the Goliath Bouncer. He is going to use his action to disengage because he heard blood and he was feeling that's very persuasive. You rolled a 19, which wasn't enough, so he definitely is listening to blood. He disengaged and he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet back to here, and he's kind of like trying to help the lady around and through. Oh, I forgot to move all of those people on Thor's turn, so let me do that real quick. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 30. 5, 10, 15. Okay. Damn it. Of course, roll 20 dies on me.
What it's good for, man.
Yep.
All the nice little updates they've done have really kind of bogged shit down.
Right. I'll call him right there just to make it easier. Okay, I moved them all around where they need to be. Liam, it's your turn now. Apollyon just cold-cocked two of those guards. One of them is now unconscious, the one who is pleading for his life. What are you wanting to do?
I had predetermined that if blood rolled over an 18, it would have persuaded me to stop the fight. So I'm going to adhere to that and look at this guy right down there and say, well, you are the first round, and the first round never does very well. Plus, you're on my home turf. This is a bar. Why don't you take your fellow and head out, and maybe the second or third or fourth round will have a better luck, but you might as well just leave. So, can I roll a persuasion?
Yeah. You're trying to persuade the guard that's still up to leave?
Yeah. Nat 20.
Nat 20 for a 26.
I am persuasive in my honest state.
Okay. Well, is that all you're doing for your turn?
Yeah, I suppose I'll hold my action in case he decides. I use my action for persuasion. That's all I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's it. Well, the guy you're talking to, it is his turn. Yeah, he's just going to move his slow ass. He can only move 5, 10, 15 feet to there, and then use his action to dash another 5, 10, 15 feet away. He's just
I told him to take his buddy with him. Oh, he ditched his buddy.
I mean, he's slowed. He really can't.
Yeah.
Eloise could probably drop that on her turn. Yeah.
Yeah, she could have.
She could drop it. She could drop it right now.
Well, yeah, she could drop it right now, I suppose. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys.
You're good.
Man, I thought we were gonna have more fun with this truth serum before we got into battle.
Not with Apollyon.
No, he went straight to, I admitted it was me, so now it's time to fight.
He went straight into, yeah, that was me, Zap.
Yeah, pretty much. That was me, and so was this!
I said, don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me.
Taser, taser, taser.
This funny, you'd be like, my secret word is pineapple. Or pineapple juice, I think, isn't it? The guy running away from the
No,
private
pineapple
security.
is Apollyon's safety word. You can't use that here.
That's why he's just like, my safety word is pineapple juice.
No, I was kind of eager for a fight too, but this scenario really doesn't lend itself to good consequences.
Yeah, fighting the city guard is not what you want to do.
I mean, on your
Well-
way out of town, that's fine, but we still gotta investigate.
Yeah, we just got here. I think we're gonna have to scrap this mission. What do they call it? Scrub the mission.
Nonsense. Apollyon has a disguise kit. He can disguise us all up.
Well, you know,
He
for
disguised a zombie to get into a town.
Okay,
I'm sorry. That's some good disguise kit work.
yeah, that was him and Blood working together with their skills.
Okay, sorry about that. Crisis mode at my place. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Whose turn was it?
I
the-
took my turn. It is now.
Then the guard,
the,
he ran
guard,
off.
Yes.
Okay. After that is the knight's turn, and
Yep.
he's like he's barely holding on. He has 1 hit point, and he's like, I yield, don't kill me, just let us go and we won't chase you.
Tell them to call off the recruits or the reinforcements.
You won't chase us forever, not just for right now? Oh, that'd be delightful.
Ask him for his word.
Well, that's what he said on his turn. He is going to step over to his fallen companion and and he's grabbing him. But this means he can only move like 5 feet.
Well, I think Alyssa would have dropped it if she's
Yeah.
on Blood's side for diffusing the situation.
Okay, well, if she did drop the spell at that point,
Then he attacks.
then he attacks!
Apollyon, what do you do as he's dragging his unconscious companion that you cocked in the face away?
Yeah, are you going to let him move
Oh yeah,
away?
just let him. I'll let him
Alright.
drag him away.
Okay. 10. They can get to right there, and then bonus act or his action.
I'll call out, and don't come back.
Yeah, they've moved out the door at least, and he's kind of dragging him off. Those whistles are still going, though. Last guy's the guy that is completely terrified of you, Apollyon, and he just runs as hard as he can away, 60 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, back down here. They've all run. But you can still hear all of those whistles going off, even as these people are running back. But Vale, it is your turn. You can see all of the guards have run out that front door now. What are you doing?
So there's the front door. There's this hole that is now iced up.
Yes, there's a hole that, as you're looking through there, is now completely covered in ice.
And then there was a door by the kitchen. Does that lead to outside somewhere over there?
You never saw it, so you don't know.
Oh, just Blood knows about it.
You would have. I mean, Blood's throwing, like telling
Yeah,
everybody
he
to go to
did.
the
Yeah,
kitchen,
you have heard
so-
what Bloods yell: "Get to the kitchen! Get to the kitchen!" So it's reasonable to assume.
Okay. And I'm gonna dash. Where's the kitchen? Is that this right here?
Yeah. You're at the door to the kitchen.
Yeah, and you should be able to
Okay.
see inside it.
Yeah, I can. So let's see. That was my action. 5, 10. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
And the Jareth came with me.
Well, with that, with Vale running into the kitchen along with Eloise, Apollyon and Liam watching as the guards run away. Is just too much for them, this frontal assault, and but they are definitely calling for reinforcements, and all of you kind of look to one another. What are you all wanting to do?
I'm looking to Blood because it was he seems to have a plan.
Kid starts shouting. He's like, "We need to get out of here now." I mean, we were in the lower, like on the edge of the city, right? Because the river separated kind of the rich and poor. It's like we need to get out of town and lay low. I could sneak back in and drop a line to the syndicate, and we'll figure out what to do from there. But we need to get out of
All
here
right.
get out of here now.
So let's
It'd be better if we just had a distraction.
group up,
I
pass without a
think we
trace,
just
and
did
get out of
that.
Dodge.
No, I'm saying if I got them to chase me, I go one direction and the rest of you go the opposite.
That's not-
That won't be necessary if we have pass without a trace.
Oh,
If Eloise casts that.
Yeah, we can get out. We're not separating now. I get it. I understand what you're trying to do, but I gotta say against it. Just come with us now.
As you wish. It's an option.
So is this door open right here, Matt?
Yeah, that's where everybody was running out.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
because I can see that. I can see this guy right here. Is that a guard?
No, that's one of the bar patrons that was sitting in one of the back booths.
Okay, all right. So, I would assume we all group up right here. Eloise casts pass without a trace, and then we just run out and get out of Dodge. Sorry, Mitchell.
Don't Mitchell ain't dead yet. We can still. It's gonna be difficult, but we can still do this.
Well, we are going to find out what happens next week, but I'm going to say for the end of this session, your group did bunch up together in the kitchen. Eloise, using her staff, cast Pass Without a Trace, and you all start running out the back door. You do see that some of the bar patrons are running for the hills as well, making it in various directions. Some to the north, some to the west. The group of 4 who is sitting at that table that you interacted with a few times, gone.
We are not good at making friends.
But your
Not
group
here, my friend.
chooses a direction, let's say northwest for now, making your way into the slums with Pass Without a Trace, holding you all together within a 30-foot radius. You start running into the slums. So we'll
I
find
thought we
out.
were going away from the city.
Well, you guys have to tell me where you're going. Right now, you're in the slums of the city, which I'll go ahead and pop that map up for you real quick.
Yeah, that'll help, yeah. Because we're down somewhere in the bottom left corner, right?
Yeah, bottom right corner.
Bottom right corner. Okay.
Bottom right corner. That
Which
area
side of the
across the
river?
river on the
On the south
lower
side
right
of the river.
side. The lower right side. That's where you guys currently are, towards like the lower
wow.
part.
Yeah, I would say go south.
Yeah.
South, east.
Go southeast and leave the city entirely.
Yeah,
Or-
that's what I was thinking.
We gotta find a spot to lay low. So yeah, somewhere to southeast, I guess would work. Just for now.
This is such an intricate map.
Yeah, you gotta love map builders.
That's crazy. Like all the farmlands too.
Mhm.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, let's just kind of go south for like direct south, and we'll get out of the city and kind of lay low, and then go from there. Because it's night. It's getting close to night, right?
Yeah, it is definitely getting later in the afternoon. It's probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right about this time, because your group got there right at lunch. So it's not too late. It's only about 1 or 2. Actually,
so,
yeah, let's say it's 2 o'clock right now.
Yeah, we'll start making our way. Yeah, go south for a little bit, just to get out of the city and find a spot to lay low somewhere in the woods.
Okay. Well,
let's not super breeze past this because we still have about a half hour of truth serum.
Oh, we're gonna find out what happens. Don't worry about that.
No, don't you worry. Blood's gonna make sure that gets used.
But anyway, that's where you can see where Ravancia is, and your group is on the other side of that river right now. So you have some options of what you want to do. It's mostly open grassland and farmland around this side of the river, but you have a week to decide where you're wanting to go. So, hope you all had fun this evening. Hope you all had fun watching. Definitely, it was a chaotic episode to be sure.
You don't say.
But lots of fun. So, thank you to everyone who watched. We very much appreciate you tuning in. And come by next week at 7 o'clock to find out where exactly the Fab Five flee to, now being actively pursued by the guards in Ravancia.
Well, that didn't take long.
Didn't take long. So on behalf of everyone in the Fab Five, I want to say one more time, thank you for watching. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Peace.